Hello everyone, Alex RC Freak here, coming at you with another video on how to assemble this front differential. So when you're doing that, you're going to need to get a couple parts. So let me grab them. Right here. Got the bearings, got your drive cups. Should have been a little bit more prepared. Alright, so you want to grab your diff cup right here. And put your bearings on. That's the way I like to do it. Put your bearing on. Put your bearing on. Drive cup in. Drive cup in. Take some green slime. If you didn't lose it, make sure your hands are clean. So, stick some green slime on your fingertip for these gaskets. And this is how to assemble a front differential. So, stick some green slime on there. Stick it down in here, like that. Wipe off your fingers, make sure your fingers stay clean. Take one of these gears, the spider gears, you can push it down. Then you use your nose pliers to get it out. That seats the seal for you, see? The seal is seated for you. Works real slick. Yeah. Works real slick. So I'm going to do the same thing. Get some green slime. Now seal. Stick some green slime there. Wipe off your fingers. Make sure your fingers stay clean. Grab this gear. Take this. Push it down. Rotate. And bam, easy as pie. So you take your nose pliers for your cross pins, put your cross pin in, grab your other spider gear pin, stick that in. Alright, so then you just take your gear, kind of line up the slot in the back, pin. Now you may have to scoot that pin over if it's over. Drop your pliers there. Yep, see, the pin fell over, so it was never going to go in. So you got to re-drop it. Make sure that seal is seated. Okay. Alrighty, so take this, press it down. So that way it's pressed down. You can feel it pop in. You're good to go. Always want to make sure that's pressed down. You can take another gear. Yeah, see, this one's out. See, it popped out too far. Then your seal also popped out too, so you want to make sure to put that seal back in there. There we go. Okay. And you're going to want to take this gear like that, push it down, so that way it spins. Make sure it spins good. Alright, you're going to want to grab 4 spider gears. Alright, so grab your cross pins, put them together just like so. Take this, stick it like that, stick it like that, stick your You try not to drop everything here, like I've already did. Okay, and then you stick it together like so. Okay, so once you got your spider gears assembled, you put your washers on each one, just one washer on each gear. There's your spider gears there. These are more so like shim washers. And some differentials have them, some don't. I actually really like that design. It's a good design. Make sure to put your spacers. Now, there's a hole. There's a side with a hole in it. And there's also a smooth side. Okay. This smooth side with the rounded corner facing down is the one that goes against the gears. So, make sure it's facing down. Alright. Grab your differential, stick it in. Now, you may have to kind of rock the gears a little bit, kind of move it lightly, the drive cup, kind of rotate it, kind of rock it, and then it should go in. Then you want to just kind of spin everything, make sure it spins smooth. Glassy smooth, I mean just like butter smooth. So, very important to do. So go grab your 60K. See, I'm putting 60,000 weight team associated differential fluid in here. So you're going to stick that in there. Okay. Sorry about my arm being in the way there. I just kind of want to rock the gears back and forth. Kind of want to hold the edges so they don't pop out. These little brass, or they're not brass, but the steel things. You just kind of want to rock the gears back and forth like I'm doing, just to get the air bubbles out. Just have to rock it. Make sure they're pushed down fully. Make sure to get the gasket, the differential ring gear gasket, and make sure to get this shim. I cannot say that enough. The center differential does not have a shim, but make sure you do not damage the shim, bend it, anything like that. It goes to the ring gear side on the bearing here. So make sure you don't damage that. Now, one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get this gasket ready. So I'm going to take this gasket and take a little bit of fluid, stick it right there. I'm just going to take it and just squeeze a little bit of fluid out. Okay. Sorry about my arm being in the way again. Do apologize. So you want to grab your ring gear. Okay. You want to take this and line it up with the holes. Just stick it in there. Make sure it's correctly seated. This one's actually almost a little too big. I guess it's sealed nice and tight around the edges. That's why I say the seal's actually technically just a smidge too big for this, but it'll seal up when you put it together. So If it doesn't, I'll just contact Arrma, see if they'll, or Horizon Hobby, because now they own Arrma, and see what they'll do for me. They're usually really good on customer service, so. I'm going to put a little bit more fluid in there. Is it settled? I like my diffs to be filled. Some people like them to be lower, a little lower. I don't. I like them to be filled with fluid. So, anyway. Do that. Let it sit for a couple seconds. Looks good. Now, when you put them together, you kind of want to line up the holes and then stick it together. Okay. There we go. And then move the differential to where you line up the holes. And it's better to have a light, like a work light. Then you got your button head, 3mm by probably I'd say 15mm long screws to screw them in. Making sure that you don't damage your gasket when you put these in. If your gasket rotates and it's not lined up with the holes, do not use these, don't put it in. So I'm going to tighten these up. Okay, so I just kind of do them by hand all evenly to where there's a kind of a gap, and then I just kind of crisscross when I go to tighten them. So let's kind of tighten them in a crisscross pattern. That one feels like it's starting to strip out on me. I think it is starting to strip out on me. Yeah, I have to change that one. Yeah, I think that one's starting to strip out on me. Yeah, I have to find a different screw. I don't even hardly put any pressure on that. Some of the times the Allen screws for Arrma are kind of not the best quality. But yeah, if you can hear that, it's silent. Glassy smooth too. It's just glass smooth. But I'm going to see if I can find a different screw for that real quick. And that's how you assemble the front diff. Make sure you put the washer when you go to install on the finger side. That's the stripped out screw. Just gonna go throw that in the trash. Alright, so next thing you do is you just lube this up. Take out this washer for the time being. Put grease around that. Put grease on your pinion gear, which I've already did. Put grease on the pinion gear and slap your differential on. Very easy to do. So, yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Alex RC Freak out. Peace.